Hello and welcome back to Transports Fever 2. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. You joined me at the busiest section of the map. I believe this is the busiest section of the map, where last time out we built one of those viaducts. You can see the viaducts in the distance, the huge one. That is a road viaduct going all the way from Springfield right the way over to Norwalk, and it ends in Norwalk, so it is a motorway, and it ends in Norwalk, or interstate, freeway, highway, whatever it's called in America. There's got to be a specific term for this. I should just call it a highway, I guess. And then it does one of those SimCity 4 styles or SimCity 3000 styles, just loops around. But anyway, we've been working on roads for quite a while now, and I thought in this video, yeah, this is a little bit annoying. I've set up the camera here, and there's, apart from those early trains, there's nothing. But anyway, I thought instead of working on the roads for this video, because I'm getting to the end of this series, and that does not mean Transports Fever 2 itself is ending, just this series, I thought it might be a good idea to get back onto the railways and do some of the things that I've been wanting to do for a little bit of time. But also, what I would like you to do is, if you have any ideas as to things that you might like to see in the next few videos before I end the series, please put that in the comments box below, and I'll try to get as many of them done as I can, as long as they make sense and they sort of all work together. So, in this episode, we are going to return to the railways, and I'm going to start building an express route going from Miami to Newport News, but stopping in Springfield and Huntsville, as well as Miami and Newport News. So this should be interesting because it's going to make use of some of the old track, plus we're going to have to lay some new tracks, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Right, it is currently July 1933. Now, let's have a look at the tracks that we have available to us to start off. I'm not going to waste too much time. Oh, actually, before I do start, somebody said something about a trumpet junction here, something that is common in the United States. I am going to have to look up what a trumpet junction is. I think I have an idea, but I'm not 100% certain, so I'll have to see if I can do that over here. Perhaps it's some sort of three-way no, it's not a cloverleaf junction, but I'll have to have a look. Anyway, so the plan for the route is going to be, we start over here in Newport News. We'll run along here, and you can see here we've only got two tracks, which is going to be the interesting section. We've only got two tracks here all the way along. It splits into four tracks up here, which is where we are going to start having some interesting we're going to have to do something interesting here, because we need the four tracks. So what I'm going to probably look at doing is expanding the station out, and then having four tracks, and then back down to two, and then back up to four, and then all along here we're going to go through here past Reno. We're going to go straight through Reno, and I think our first stop is going to be Huntsville. After Huntsville, we're going to continue, and we are going to stop at Springfield, because Springfield is just such a big junction. And then we're going to continue up here, and I think we shall make use of this line here. I'm not sure what the speed is on this. About 60 miles per hour, so we are going to make use of that, and then continue along here through this. Now this is where it will get a little bit interesting, because of the way the lines are. As you can see, the two middle lines are not the ones that join up on this, so we're going to have to do some reworking of the lines here just to smooth it out. And then I think we need to jump up over along here, and we need to join up somewhere on this line or near this section, and perhaps take it into this platform over here. That is the plan. So, well, let's start with the easy section. The easy section is New Haven. This is going to be the really easy one. So all we need to do is get this train out of here. I said get this train out of here because we need to create a passing route. And keep going, 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 and I think we're clear. Right, let's pause that there. Let's go ahead and configure this station. So, the first thing I need to do is demolish this side of it. Like so. Now I know we're going to have the warnings, but that's okay. I need to replace it with, now we're going to use high-speed track from here on out. So we're going to high-speed track there, and then we will use the slow track there, and I will use high-speed track in the middle here too. Okay. So there we go. I will then stick the platform back in. Now you can see the platforms are now looking somewhat different. Look at that, compared to those ones, we've got some better platforms, which is a shame in a way, but that is just showing the progress, and it is somewhat interesting to see this because you can see that the station is very naturally growing, and that is something that I like to see. Okay, so now that we have that is our new station, our New Haven station. And platform 2 is, as you can see, rather big, or rather far away, and we need to figure out what we're going to do with this. So I'm going to build some track that will, this is where it gets rather interesting. What I need to do is I need to destroy this section of track up to there and then swing that around into here. And for that I'm going to use the slow track, and it needs to swing around like that, and I really do not fancy having any, I'm not a fan of electric trains, and I'm certainly not a fan of overhead wires. That being said, I do not mind electric trains if they are, for example, something like the London Underground. We then need to figure this out and figure out the speed that we are looking at. That is not a bad speed, and I'd like to do a similar sort of thing over here and figure out what speed we're looking at there. And once again, that in and of itself is not a bad speed. Let's go ahead back to terrain tools, and we will just smooth this out a little bit. Like so. Looks fairly decent to me. And there we go. Okay. So we now have a very nice split up to these tracks. Now we have 4 tracks up here, but we have it going back down to 2. Now I'm not intending to turn all of this into 4 track, though we have the tracks here. And the reason for that is because we would need to mess around with this tunnel, and I really do not want to mess around with that tunnel and then mess around with that. So instead, what we are going to do is the same thing we did on the opposite side, but from here instead, and we will go from here right the way across to there, just like that. And you can see that that should, in theory, why is that causing a problem? That should no longer, that in and of itself should no longer be a problem. Oh, actually it is a problem because it has lost, there you go. And that is no longer a problem. So now what we need to do is we need to grab the high-speed track, and let's see what sort of speed we're looking at there. 125 miles per hour. job, and 174 on that. Or is it kilometers per hour or miles per hour on this? I'm not too sure. Right. And that is what we're going to do. We need to add some signals, and we actually now have these kinds of signals. We can use the old semaphore on this side. That's not a problem. And there we have it. So we now have a lovely pass-through. Although we are going to be limited on this approach or this run here, we have, once a train is in here, our fast trains will be able to get through and then just continue along the way. And we are going to, let's go ahead and upgrade these. Oh, they've changed that from here onwards. So we'll go all the way along, right here, and I think it's just all the way through now. So this is essentially the easy section to do. And it's going to be the one going into Miami that's going to be a little bit difficult. But let's start with the easy section. The faster we get it done, the better it's going to be for us. There we go. There we go. Right, for those bridge pillar collision issues, we will sort it out like that. Sometimes it just works if you just hold shift and do it in small sections. It just seems to be okay. That's Huntsville. Continue along. That is up into Springfield. That is past Springfield. And now we're going to figure this one out. There we go. That's brought it all the way along to here. That can now be high speed, and then we'll work it out from there. So there we go. We now have high speed lines all the way along, and that is not too bad. I have to admit that the old ones do look, these ones do look better, but yeah, that it is what it is. And there we go. So that is all of that quite happily in place. Actually, we'll have to add some more signals in, but for now I am more than happy to leave it like that. Right, now let's have a look here and where we want to go. So we want to head towards that section over there. Right, how are we going to do this? Right, let's think. Let me think. So, I know what we'll do is, if we, instead of this, could we, no, I did this intentionally. So I do have one option here. One option here is for me to do something incredibly, look, a very high speed switch over or crossover, just some high speed points. And then potentially let's do, can we do, oh, see, that's still slow. No, that isn't slow. Look, that's 79 miles per hour through that, which is near enough 80, which is fine. So what we can do is we can have that. Oh no, I do not want that running alongside like that. No. That was not what I was after. I wanted that there first. Thank you, autosave. Stop it. And then somehow I want this. There we go. That is what I'm after. Okay, and then all we need to do is, just like that, same kind of style. 79, that's a 55 mile per hour junction. What if I were to do that? Almost 70. There we go. And now we're on that route, which is absolutely fine. Now all we need to do is somehow figure out how to get over to this side. So I do have an idea, in fact. What if, again, I'm doing one of these ifs and buts and things like that. Instead of doing that, what if I went along here for a while and then we'll peel off and start lifting over. Let's have a look at what this could do. So we'll do that. That's not enough slope, too much slope. What's the height of that? That's very high, although it is not bad up to there, so that's where I want it to be. No, there. That's it. That's it, that's roughly it. So we'll do that. And I know this is 56, but if I did that, there we go. That's now faster. And then here we need to flatten it out. And we'll do that. Because somehow I need it to... Okay. I'm just working this one out. There, what if we did that? And then straight across here it shouldn't be... There we go, that should not be a problem. It's a fairly high bridge, but if you think about it, it is not as high as it looks. And the reason being is that we've already cut into the ground here. So you can see here, it is not actually that high. It just appears to be really, really high, because over here, it is not that high either. So let's try doing that. Once we get across here, we'll try and bring it down again. But what I need to do is I need to figure out how to connect this one up in the same fashion. So if I were to do this, let's do it up to there, and then figure out how to hook that up. There we go. Actually, way easier than I thought it would be. Slows down a little bit here, but we can always polish some of that up. I'm just thinking if there's an easier way to even fix this. That does not look too bad. And then that's almost perfect. In fact, that is now perfect. And then all we need to do is figure out how to... I just need to figure this one out. That's all that's left to do, is figure this one out. So I'll tell you what, I'll twist this more this way. Is it still okay here? It is. That is a large bridge, but it's okay. As long as it doesn't mess up, and it did. But it doesn't if I do that. These bridge pillar collisions are strange. Okay, and now just to flatten it off a little bit, I'll just do that. So there's our new high-speed route. So we follow that along, that's fine. I'm still not all too keen on just this little section here. I'm okay with this one, but I think maybe this one can be improved just a little. Not a lot, just a little. And then with this, I think that is the best we can do. I think we need to, not that, do that. I think that is how this is going to need to be. Okay, so we're getting close, and you can see how now this route and this route are connected by more than just this junction here, where the route is technically not connected at all. This is just an interchange. There's no way you can get from that line onto that line. Therefore, you cannot use... Oh, in fact, this one doesn't even connect. Never mind. There was no way previously to jump from there to that line to that line, was there? No, there wasn't. So here we go. Last part. This is where it gets interesting. I think we are going to end up in a bit of a pickle. How close can we get this? Ooh, not so much of a pickle. Not as much of a problem as I thought we might have. Okay, so if I were to do that, and that, and then let's see, how does this connect to here? What are we looking at? Okay. Let's try and improve that just a little bit. Let's do that first. 100 miles per hour, please. Thank you. And then that. Slight cuts, which I'm happy about. That is fine. And this is probably going to be 99 miles per hour, which it is. And there we go. Okay. From here, now, we just need to finish this bit off. And I've had an idea. What if we were to use this platform? This platform here, which is a passenger platform, I believe. I believe it is. As well as a freight. Is there anything that comes in here? Oh, wait, there's something that comes in here. Right. Let us not use that one. Okay, because that is passenger and freight, so let's not do that. Okay, scrap that plan. But what we can do is the trains go out that way, right? There isn't enough space here. The problem very much is now, I think this station is a little bit too small. We need to expand the platforms in that direction just slightly. And I think that is what I'm going to do now. So let's fast forward and see what we can do. Let's see what we can do on this. So you leave. Go, be gone. That's it, you be gone too. That's more than clear. We'll then pause. And now, let's see what happens if I were to... Yes, I know. Destroy just up to there. We are going to naturally build its back. Configure the station. Add an extension to these 3 platforms. Tracks. Standard tracks. Fine. Like that. So now we have much more... Well, we've just got more distance. I'll tell you what. Should we completely remodel these platforms? I might do that afterwards. I might do that off camera. As long as it's still... Come on, autosave was just being an absolute pain there. It still sort of sits, and you can see that it is sort of working. Maybe let's change all the platform roofs. Yeah, let's do that. Let's change the roofs. Demolish. Because I think that is reasonable. I think that is reasonable to do. So there, there, and there. So that looks a little bit better. Right, next we need to connect this track back up. What's it talking about? Construction not possible. Oh, right, okay. Whoops. That sort of looks okay. That sort of looks okay. And then, this is where it's going to be a little bit more interesting. If we do this, like that, but with a high-speed line, like so, and then did the crossover for this one, this is where it's going to be a problem, potentially. There's the crossover. One. Please work. I know exactly what I want here. There it is. There it is. 2. New signal coming in. There. And then we... So you've got that jumping out that way. You can then join on to that line there. Now I'm just concerned about this little bit here. You can see that that's getting a little bit close. A little bit too close for comfort. Aha! And there's the issue. You see that? That is what I'm trying to avoid. So the only way to avoid that is to do that. Like so. And have a signal there. So surely that should allow the trains to come into Miami, right into this specific platform, without any, I think without any trouble, right? I'm guessing. Why did I press double escape there? And that avoids that bridge problem. And then the trains go along here, out here, up across this bridge, out along here, this weird and wobbly bridge, down here, out here, along here, through Springfield, or stopping in Springfield, stopping at Huntsville, through... Still some minor concern about this. What would happen? Yeah, I'm just curious now. Actually, we can do that without changing the bridge. Okay. We could 4-track all the way from here. Let's try that. So if I were to do this, this is an interesting consideration for speed, and it does not have an effect on that tunnel. Okay, good. That's important. That is really, really important to know. And then we'll do this. Okay. So this is where we're going to have to do a few more interesting things now. We'll redo this section, I suppose, all the way out of here. And what I need to do is join all 4 of those up like that. That's it. And we'll have the 2 outermost tracks, 1 and 2, and the 2 innermost tracks, 1 and 2, And then I will go ahead and do that and that. And I'll do that and that. And that's it. That is the entire section. Now all we need to do is some signalling. Right. How and what am I going to signal here? So initially we had a signal there. I think we probably need... Okay, we need to figure out these signals. There's a signal there. And if there's a train... Let's delete all the high-speed signals out of here. We'll leave the slow-speed ones. Let's just work on the high-speed signalling first. So I think we need a little bit more in the way of signals. So we've got one signal there. Do we have an open platform for us? We do. We have an open platform here. We could also stick another platform here if we wanted to. And I think that might be... Okay, should we use an existing platform? How easy is it to get it? That is not going to be easy. Let's not do that. We'll create a new platform. Not a new platform, just a new track. There we go. That is our new platform. Wow, look at how all these people get stuck. Right. Then I need to somehow get this to join onto that. How do I do that? I think my best bet here is going to be to demolish this entire approach like so and rework it. So how are we going to rework this? We're going to connect you up to there. We're going to connect you up to there. And then we are going to... So the trains come in along here. So we're going to have a crossover there. And we're going to have a crossover there. And then a signal there. That should allow trains in and out of every platform very, very quickly and easily. That's good. And then to help us out here, we need a signal on each of these so that they cannot exit the platform until a train has crossed the bridge. That is going to slow things down a little. What if until a train is halfway across the bridge? Because then by the time they have picked up speed, that train would have crossed the bridge, and that will clear things up quite nicely. Good. And then perhaps if the train... I'd like an exit signal here to block that off. The next signal for this is over there, so I'd like a signal perhaps here. So that's one block. That's the next block. As I said, I'm going to get rid of all the high-speed signals, because they're going to be slightly different, I think. And then continues all the way. That's a large block. That's okay, though. Again, removing high-speed signals. All the way along here. Once again, removing the high-speed signals. All the way. And here, so we are going to need some form of better signaling here. We're going to need... Oh. why did that happen? We're going to need some form of better signalling here too. Coming into this station, yep, signalling required. We'll have to fix up the signalling in and out of this station, only because I'm not going to use semaphores for the high speed one. That is what the idea is here. Up to here, now this is where it will get a little bit interesting, because we need the trains to be able to cross over fairly quickly into this. And we'll remove that one. Off we go through here, we will remove that one. We'll have to figure something out. This is all new track, so that's absolutely fine. And then we come up into here and we've got our single signal. Right, let's go ahead and signal the rest of it. So, high-speed trains, I think a signal over here would be nice. And I think we should probably have another signal over here. I think that is a good location for it. For the opposite direction, I would much rather have the signal up on the hill. That's probably not the best place to put it, but it leaves this section clear, and that's important. And then I would like the next signal perhaps just here. So that is the signal that would be allowing us to get right into the platform, okay? Or to the signal just before the platform. That's awesome. We will then have... Now we've got all these crossovers and everything. So the train comes along here. That is not a problem. We probably need a signal in here. No, we do not need a signal in there. We do, though, need a signal for this station. I'm actually going to put the signal here. And then coming out, we're going to have the signal here. And that will clear us into this section. But it also allows us to signal that up, although we have a signal there, so it doesn't really matter as much. So in that case, I'll move the signal forward and remove this signal. Then we need to... Now this is where it gets a little bit interesting. We need signals here now. So we need a signal... We've already got a signal there. If we move that signal a little further forward to here and remove it from here, that would be better. And then for the high-speed trains, the signal is here, and then we've got the trains that have come out. Nothing is really going to get in their way as they potter along here. We could probably stick a signal here, though, just for the sake of it, just like the other one, all the way in. That's pretty much the signal we want all the way in to the platform, and then we'll stick a signal there, and we'll have an entrance signal to the platform, or an exit signal, sorry, from the platform, about there. We then follow this along. We've got signals here and here, so I'll stick those signals back in. I'm not all too sure on those though. And then similarly, we'll have a signal here because we are stopping in this one, or at this platform, and there. We then continue all the way. I think this is a reasonable place to have a signal. So I'm replacing the signals I've just removed with the modern ones. So the old semaphores. We go through here. I think we need to have another set of signals, perhaps here. We'll then go all the way along here. No need for additional signalling. I think I'll place some here though. There we go. then all the way along here, all the way along here, and then we really do need, right, we really do need another set of signals here and here. There we go, and that should be the final set of signals. That's it. I think that is very much it. So, in the next video, what I'm going to be doing is a ride-along from Miami all the way to Newport News using our brand new trains. I just need to find a nice thumbnail for this. I think this new section is our thumbnail of choice. Just need to find the angle for it, really. Actually, that is not too bad an angle because it shows we have an oil train, we have our new railways. That is a pretty good angle. Right there, is there a better... Let's see. Let's see if I can do something a little bit better. That is what I'm thinking of. So from here, perhaps sat there, looking at it like that. There's the thumbnail. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transport Fever 2. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think. Please do not forget, if you have any suggestions, now is the time. This is the video to put them in and I will try to see what I can do with them. If you can support me on Patreon, please do consider doing so at www.patreon.com/ecgadget. Your support would be massively appreciated. It would really help me out. Also, you can find me on social media at ecgadgetlp for both Twitter and Instagram. That is all from me. Let's play that, and I will see you next time in Transport Fever 2 Series 1. The vanilla series, I suppose? I'm not all too sure, but towards the end of Series 1.